Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Ha! How you guys doing? Hope everybody is fine. And we are live. Welcome to Black Business Los Angeles. Man, happy Feature Friday. We gonna do something a little different today. We got your host with the most, Mecca Anderson, your financial advisor. If you don't got no life insurance, man, just a perfect example. Look what happened to the actor who just passed away. No life insurance. Come on now. This is your girl you want to talk to, Miss Mecca Anderson. Go and follow her. She'll drop her info on the information on the Facebook Live so we can talk to you guys. Um, but matter of fact, you know what? Let's go ahead. The host with the mostest. Go ahead and sprinkle us with your information, please. Who are you and what do you do? And we are live. Welcome to. You know what? Let's go ahead. The host with the mostest. Okay, she's watching it live. Okay, information. Cool. Who are you?
Okay, because me and this technology, I was trying to do two things at one time. I was trying to just watch in as a guest and listen in to the great information that you guys have to share with Black Biz LA today. So this is your girl Mecca Anderson, and this is Feature Friday. We definitely appreciate everyone tuning in. If you don't know, you should know. We're going to let you know that this is the place to get the resources, right, for your business to expand, for you to learn about different facets of business, for you to understand how to make your business grow. So, what I do is help protect your assets. I help you protect your income. And when it comes to your life, your family, you definitely want to put something in place. This is how people try to figure out how do other communities create generational wealth. Well, one of the ways that they utilize life insurance to create that. Not only that, but you got to think about, you have to pay to leave here, right? As you transition on, your family is still going to be left with a financial burden if you don't have things in order. So when it comes to life insurance, having a will, a trust, those things, I help set those things up, right? And so definitely just have a conversation so you can know what it takes for you to have those things in place. It's not expensive. It doesn't require much. You definitely need to know that you gotta stay healthy. That's your biggest asset, is your health. That's number one, because you can't even qualify for life insurance if your health is not even intact. So that's number one. Take care of your health. um and then your wealth, right? Your health and your wealth. So just like I said, tune in with me. You can find me at Living Legacy ENT on Instagram. Go follow me, DM me, because I got the information that you need when it comes to protecting your life. And with that being said, I'm going to take it over and let Mr. Fernando and the great James share some
Hey,
value.
Mecca, how are you?
What's up, James?
How
Drop
you
them
doing?
nuggets. I'm wonderful.
All
Wonderful. Drop
right.
them nuggets
You know
for us.
what, Mecca, my wife and I used to do this show because at once upon a time, she actually was a stockbroker,
Mm-hmm.
and so we had a show, and I'm gonna have to get her permission. But our show was called "Kick Your Assets into Shape."
Uh-huh. I
Can
love it.
can you use that?
Kick your asses into shape. Yes, indeed. A lot of people need a whole bunch of kicking. Yes,
Right.
indeed. Yes, indeed. I definitely could
I'm
use
I'm gonna talk to her to see if we can hand that over to you.
Yeah, that's I'm always about research and learning new ways and things that to help the community at the end of the day, because
Right.
if I don't share the information, who's going to share it? That's how I feel. So many
Exactly.
people don't know where to invest and how to even just get started. I have so many conversations this week with young parents. They have 3, 4, 5 kids. They don't have a 401k. They don't have
Mm,
college funds set up. They don't have an emergency fund set up. So investing into yourself and investing into your family is so key. So it's not only about life insurance, that's just protecting your assets. God
right.
forbid something happens to you while you're building them. But you know what? You got to build for the long term, right? You got to build for later. So having those, kicking them assets into place, listen. I definitely can use that. So I can share that with the community. Definitely.
All right.
That's funny. Kicking your ass.
Brother, you wanna give an intro, James?
Oh yeah, I guess so, right? I'm driving, right? I'm just talking. Hey everybody, Black Biz LA. Thank you for allowing me to talk. Thank you, Fernando and Mecca, inviting me on the show. It's really a wonderful. A lot of interesting things are happening. Fernando and I are talking almost like every other day about things that are happening, and we're really concerned about the community. And so, let me start off. My name is James Roth. I have a nonprofit called Covered Community. I focus on helping small business and nonprofits just think outside of the box, and just offering strategic ways to connect, right? And so it's that's really my gift. And I tell people, it's not that I know a lot. I just happen to know a lot of people, right? And so I just surround myself with people and people that are interested in helping our communities and giving the information. And then all I do is turn around, I lock it into my head, right? And if that's something, somebody will come across and say, hey, do you know this, that, and the other? I go, yeah, I have somebody, right? And so I'm become like a library of information. And so because I'm just really wanting to make sure that the information that I'm giving, right, that our community has it, and so that we can grow. So I'm always excited to work with Fernando and Mecca. I'm making sure that we make our communities grow. And I'm driving, by the way, so please, forgive me.
Awesome. You're muted, I think.
I went mute?
Oh, there you go.
I'm on mute. My bad. There we go.
Oh, okay.
All right. Now. We heard you loud and clear, James. Thank you for sharing. Appreciate you. Mecca, thank you for your awesome intro. Appreciate you. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk two subject matters tonight. Definitely about the goals of Black Biz Los Angeles. Man, we're already getting ready for 2022. This is the last quarter of 21, so we're getting ready for 22. So we want to just definitely touch on that. For those of you that are part of the Black Biz Los Angeles family, welcome. Thank you. Definitely tap in. Definitely bring your questions. Definitely let's network. Let's talk. Let's plug in. Number one, we have a Black Friday event. It's going to be a pop-up. We're talking about 50 vendors. We're talking about a comedy show. We're talking about a fashion show. Listen, let's go ahead and make this happen. We'd rather come from the community first. We want to come from the community first, and then we want to go outside the community. So if you're interested in more information in regards to the Black Friday event, go ahead and reach out. Send the direct message to Black Biz Los Angeles Facebook business page, and somebody will get back to you ASAP. We're putting that together. Number two, we're definitely looking to do some more networking events. There's some stuff depending on the area. We got some stuff that's going to take place in Inglewood, some stuff that's going to take place in Los Angeles. Just pay attention, look what's going on, and you'll be able to see what everything is. Hold on 1 second. So go ahead, Mecca. You can go from there. Go ahead and share.
What am I sharing? I'm sorry.
No, just you and James. I have to mute out for a second. James, go ahead and share the information. You guys can go ahead and share that information, James, what you want to talk about for this evening.
Got it. So one of the topics we can talk about, right, is for those that are looking to start a nonprofit, for those that are already existing as a nonprofit, I really want you to tune in to what's happening, right? I'm very fortunate right now to be able to sit in various committees. I'm on a board on a committee with LA County, and one of the things they want to work on are teaching nonprofits how to get a contract with the County of Los Angeles, right? And so that's a process, right? And so while we go after grants, right, that those streams of grants are kind of like drying up, right? Kind of like California and its water supply, right? And that really happened around 2008, the crash of 2008. And so what happened, many of the major foundations, they started streamlining what they were going to give to, right? And so whether you dealt with education or community, right? So they started streamlining how they were going to divvy out these dollars. And many organizations, you before you even apply, you actually have to know somebody, right? So it's gotten even real tighter with that. There are some open types of grants. Go through Black Biz LA. Fernando I've sent him a list of grants. And so if you want to learn more about that, please go through Black Biz LA, hit up Mecca and Fernando, and we'll make sure that we get you this information, right? But more importantly, right, it's time for us as a community and those that are in nonprofits and businesses to come together collaboratively. And how can we make this happen, right? And how do we grow our business, even if we do the same things, right? It is my belief there is enough room at the table. The world has gotten a lot smaller now since the introduction of the internet, and now we have access to our phones on a 24-hour basis. We got apps, we got information, streams of social media like what we're using right now and Facebook. And so there's no reason why we cannot come together, right? And let me say this about coming together. You can't work with everybody. So let's start there, right? So find people that you can work with, right? And then build that relationship and go after various opportunities. And I'm going to tell you, if you want to grow your nonprofit, if you want to grow your small business, one of the ways to do that is through contract and procurement with your local city, state, and even federal communities, right? And the government, right? And so it's just a plethora of information. And there's a plethora of opportunities for a nonprofit and a small business to grow, right? Imagine I was on a call. Actually, there's an app called Clubhouse that I'm a part of, and I would recommend that you get on Clubhouse, right? And so there was an organization called GovCon, right? And this is the federal government, people learning how to get a contract with the federal government. And Mecca, I heard a lady speak, and this will floor you, right? She sold dog food to the federal government. She $500,000.
What?
And Mecca, she does not own. She does not own a dog.
Wow.
She's simply, she's simply the middleman or the middle woman. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's plenty of opportunities that are out there. And I recommend that you find these various outlets. Bring your family. If you can't work with family, I got it, right? But what I do recommend is don't do it by yourself. we have to stop this mentality that we have to do this thing by ourselves. And that's absolutely wrong. We have to collaborate. And like I said, you can't do it with everybody, and I get that. Find somebody that you can collaborate with, right? And let's go after these various funding opportunities. As of March of this year, because of COVID, the federal government spent $2.6 trillion in vending and contracting and procurement opportunities.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
So
first,
it's how do we do these things, right? So
yeah, that was my question. How do we do these things? Like, so how does one even get started? Like, where would I start? So right, if you have a Clubhouse, I recommend everybody get a Clubhouse. Download the app. It's really cool. They've opened it up. Initially, it was just on Apple. Now it's on Androids, right? Create your account and start looking at these various business networks. And there's one in particular called GovCon Club. I would join that. Guy Timberlake is the man. Right? And so you're going to hear about what he's doing, right? With my wife and what we do, right? We have Contract Connection Lunch and Learn every first and third Wednesday of the month, right? We just got off the phone with Disney, and they were supposed to be they were gonna do October 1st, right, or October 6th. Unfortunately, they're having some staffing issues. So guess what? She told my wife today, and this is my wife's mentor. She told my wife, she said, listen, I can't do it. I couldn't even take a vacation right now. I'm supposed to be on vacation, but because we had 2 key people leave, I got to work this thing through. So Disney will be there next year, right? So count her in. But she says, I'm not going to leave you alone. Here's my contact with MGM. wow.
Right. So now we got to email MGM, right? And so their Supplier Diversity Network. So it's connecting to Black Biz LA, because the information that we have, you'll get, right? And if you're here in Los Angeles County, right, I would go to LA County, LA City. You can get contracts with the state of California, right? We just got a small contract to train businesses with the state of California, right? We're working on that. It's not signed over yet, but we're working on that process. And so just stay connected, because I don't want to just regurgitate, but contact me through Black Biz LA, and I will send you the links. I don't mind sharing all this information, whatever type of business you have, right? If you're a landscaping, if you're janitorial, if you're insurance. Mecca, did you know you got your life insurance license, right?
Correct.
Guess what? This is going to blow your mind. And we're going to talk offline.
Yeah, so, I have to get my consultation with you.
Right. But let me show you. Now, it's easier said than done. You got to do the work, right? But listen, so the United States, because, each country has an embassy in each other's country, right?
Mm-hmm.
So wherever United States is with that embassy, right? Let's say they are in Colombia, right? Or I don't know, South America, whatever country in South America, right? There's a bunch of them. So United States have their embassy there. Well, when you have the embassy, it's United States. It's our land, right? Even if they're renting out this building, right? That is the United States. So that means if people want to run to the United States, they want to go to the U.S. embassy, they have the right to seek asylum and all that stuff, right? But guess what? Wherever they have an embassy, more than likely they hire from the community. Mm-hmm. So they're hiring all the people in Brazil. They're hiring all the people from Colombia, right? That come there. So guess what? they get the same benefits. They get the same medical benefits. They get the same life insurance policy and plan and 401k, even though they were not born in the United States. It's because they work with the U.S. Embassy. Now, this is where you come in, Mecca. I will show it to you. I wish I was at home doing this, right? Because I'm out. But they will. The federal government will post. We need a life insurance, health policy, and sometimes some kind of retirement plan for our 1,000 or 300 or 400 employees.
Mm-hmm.
They need an agency to do that.
Wow. That's amazing.
So now imagine if you're connected or you're writing for a major healthcare company, or you're working with some of the major folks, right?
Right.
He goes, yeah, I got a plan, right? Yeah. So we got a healthcare plan, right? We got a 401k plan. We got a life insurance plan, right?
Mm-hmm.
You would be doing all of that.
Wow. That's amazing.
And it's usually 300 to 400 people that you would be supplying, that you would be the broker on it, the broker of record on it. And they're all over the world, wherever the United States is. And I'm telling you, I can show it to you, right? Oh. But it's just things like that, right? That we have to really start educating and rethinking how we do business and looking at it from a different perspective. And then, right, there's no reason why you can't partner with a couple other agents, right? Say, hey, we need to run how we run this table, right? That means if they're in South America, you need to find somebody, that know how to speak Spanish, or, that's fluent in that language, right? That's it. Wouldn't that be worth hiring somebody or finding somebody and, hey, I'm going to send you down here, right?
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. So those are kind of the things that what we're attempting to introduce to our community, and it's that to that community. So yeah. Any questions?
No, that's amazing. That's wow. No, definitely. So that was a lot of information in regards to
exactly.
No, definitely for just getting started to either to be able to partner with these huge organizations, and then and even just the life insurance and providing benefits for those that are employees of the U.S. Embassy. That's a big deal. So I don't know, for me, and I don't know who else is tuning in, but if you're tuning in, you definitely need to link in with James. So James, I'm going to definitely link with you because I want to get on your calendar to get my consultation.
Okay.
Number one, getting my nonprofit going, as well as an LLC. And
okay.
Yeah, definitely, because I want to be able to participate. I want to, be a resource in the marketplace, and being able to help the community on many different levels. And so the information that you're providing is just like the foundation of just getting your foot in the door.
Right.
Guys.
Can I mention something else?
Sure. And I want you, before you do, can you just give us talk about the consultation that you provide?
So what we do, right? I need to hear what it is that people want to do. I need to know what you need to do, right? And I need to know where you're going, and I need to know what you thought about things. And so once I understand, where you're going to go, and I'm going to challenge you, right? Because while I care about your passion and your feelings, I really don't. And neither should you. And I'm going to tell you why. Because those things sometimes get in the way, right? Just because you think you got a great idea it's not a great idea, right? And anybody that tells me, and I'm going to correct you, because people always say, well, I'm trying to help everybody. Well, that's impossible. Because not everybody wears Nikes, right? Not everybody wears Adidas, right? Not everybody brush their teeth with Colgate. Maybe it's AIM. Maybe you wash your clothes with Tide instead of Gain or Cheer. So you can't help everybody. So I want to get that. I'm going to beat that out of you. Because you're going to rack your brain thinking that you have the latest, greatest widgets. And that's not true. You need to find your market, right? You need to find, even if from a nonprofit perspective, right? Yeah, you want to feed the homeless. That's great, right? But what is it costing you to feed the homeless, right? There's a cost for that. Now, if you're just doing it because God has caused you to do it, and, you know, you're just kind of doing some things on the side, and it's your Christian duty or whatever religious belief, and you're just doing a good thing, that's fine. But now if you're talking about trying to step up and, you know, find funding or, you know, try to put a little something to cover the cost, right? Then now we're going to have that serious type of conversation of what it is that you need to do. I tell people, I'm funny. I think I'm funny. Like a comedian, not like a clown, right? I try to put things in perspectives. I use a lot of different analogies, right? And so please be patient with me. I love to talk, if you haven't already can tell. I don't mind being corrected. I don't mind saying, hey, can you just slow down? Or that's a lot of information that you're dumping on me. But it's only really my excitement that I really want to help people, because that's what I get a kick out of.
Yes.
Right. But at the same time, yeah, you know, we got to get paid for that. Right. And so there's a value to that. So we want to be able to find out where you are. And then my goal is, hey, is this something that you really want to do?
Yeah.
Right. Because if it's not, let's find something else.
Right. And so definitely,
and it's okay.
That conversation is needed so that you can know how you can help them, right?
Exactly.
So you can know how to where to guide them, and where for the, you know, because, you know, some people have a nonprofit and it's just been sitting, or they have an LLC and it's been sitting and they don't know how to move it. But for me, I'm in a different realm. I don't have anything established in regards to that, but I definitely want those things established. So yes,
right.
Having this consultation with James will allow him to help you figure it out, right? And and it's not and understand that it's not coming from a place of you know, being malicious or mean. If he tells you that ain't gonna work, you know. So just be in business. You can't have feelings involved, right? You can't. You got
to be ready to hear that. You have to be ready, because what I've learned is, and just because somebody says that's not gonna work, right? My wife tells me that, right? We had a conversation today. That's not gonna work, right? And so I got it, right? But we have to be ready to get our feelings squashed. And if you can't do that, right? If you can't like sit back and not just ready to jump off the cliff because you got this feeling and it's good and right? That'll get you in trouble, because when you fall, you realize, you know, because that's what happens, right? We fall and then it goes away, right? The thing that was burning on your heart, it goes away. And it's once it goes away, it's very hard for it to come back. And it's not that it wasn't, that it was a bad idea. We just needed to like flush it out more. Right? Because we want to push something. We think, okay, especially us religious folks, right? Oh, God told me, right? And then we start pushing this narrative and we think it's supposed to happen instantly, and it's not. No. That thing may not happen to the end of the year, or 2 years, or 3 years.
Or
5. But what you need to wait for is that piece of the puzzle. You know how you break out a puzzle and the pieces are all over the place, right? Mm-hmm. You know what the picture is, what it's supposed to look like, but now you got to put it together.
Right.
That part is not easy. Like a 1,000-piece puzzle is not really easy, right? But it's challenging, and that's why some people literally take their time when they put that together.
Okay. Yeah. So I know I kind of thrown you off. You had an idea or a thought that you were going to share. You was like, "Can I share something else?" I don't know if you kept that thought.
Yeah. So
okay.
what I want to say currently, right now, what's happening, and we on our podcast today, I had a gentleman by the name of Richard Pillay, and I think it may be on Black Biz LA,
It's on there.
the post. Okay, good. We've already had a couple people that had reached out to him because he emailed me. So listen, everybody if you've been in business within the last year, really, it starts from January 2020, right? If you've been in business a year or more, if you've had your nonprofit a year or more, from January 2020, since January 2020 or longer, we are at the 9th round of the California Relief Grant.
Wow.
The governor has released and have been funded $4 billion to help small businesses and nonprofits. And so what I want everybody to do, so if you are a barber and you work in a barber shop, if you're a hairstylist, right, and you do a 1099, if you are an Uber driver, if you're a photographer and that's your business, right, you can go get this money. It's from $5,000 to $25,000 that you can get. So if you make under $100,000, I think, or was it 50? No, 100,000 is you're gonna qualify for the $5,000, right? And that's money that you don't have to pay back. You just gotta have your paperwork ready, and you gotta have it right. And so for those, if you want to learn more about that, please tune into the broadcast today with Richard Pillay. He was from AMPAC, one of our community partners of SC Virtual Business Center and Covered Community. They are one of the ones that are offering one of the, what you call community development, I forget, they call them CDFIs. So please forgive me, I always mix it up. So they are non-traditional banking, right? So if, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, they're not going to give a small business or nonprofit any money.
Okay.
Because they have strict stipulations, right? The SBA, a small business may be able to get some things from the SBA, but it's a little more difficult. But the CDFI were funded by the SBA and banks to kind of have a loose type of funding and loans.
Right. So
when they're giving out to small businesses. So that's what the name of the organization is called AMPAC. They're out of San Bernardino, right? They're one of many CDFIs here in the state of California. But they've been one of the ones that have been designated to help with the California Relief Grant. So if you're a nonprofit, listen, Richard does this, he does from 2:30 to 3:30 every day, Monday through Friday. He does this he's going to walk you through the process, because if you miss a step, it's like writing a bad application, right? Or you miss your name or didn't put your phone number, and so they can't contact you, right? And people need to go ahead and apply, because guess what? September 30th is the last day.
Oh,
and
wow.
The last one-on-one, live webinar on how to fill out the application is the 29th, Wednesday the 29th. So please feel free to tap into Black Biz LA. All the information is there. And you can type in the California Relief Grant. Make sure you kind of scroll all the way down where you see calrelief.gov, because all the other ones are kind of like, people have managed to, you want to make sure you're going to the right people.
Right.
So that's important too. So AMPAC is one of the main industry, and this is a Black man. We personally know him. Everett is his name. Everett is a major CDFI. Everett's been working on his CDFI for probably the last 10 years. All of the funding and the federal funds, especially it came through California, his business is a $50 million business now and growing. And this is a black man that's over all, he's over the Cal Relief funds. So, right? So a black man is running this thing, y'all.
That's awesome.
And he's an alpha. So if you got any alphas, the AKAs, right? He's your frat or brother, wherever you want to say. He's a Greek, right?
Okay.
This dude is awesome. So he's a black man that's at the top of the food chain, y'all, nationwide.
We have a question. What about sex coaches? Can they participate in getting a grant or funding for their
you can, right? Because is that your business, or is it something that you're doing on the side and you don't have, your business not registered, you don't have a business license, right? So if you are you can be a sole proprietor. You just have to have the paperwork in order. So for now, I'm gonna say yes. But if you're just kind of doing it on the side, right? It's a side hustle, then more than likely, no.
Okay, so definitely you want to have some validation on that you are a real business, some type of tax terms.
Yep, because they're going to require all that information.
Something. Okay, so I hope Mavis is still there. Hope that answered your question in regards to being a sex coach. And I believe she has her stuff, but we'll see. Yes.
Okay.
Business. Yes. Okay. So definitely tune in. The link is here in the messages. You can go to www.ampac.com. You can also rewatch the video on Black Biz Los Angeles. The link is there as well. So you guys, listen, we gotta be able to show something for what we do. And I can speak for myself, just being in business and just tiddling and tattling around and not really understanding what business means and being able to scale your business, expand your business to where it's actually going to have a great impact on your direct family and then on the families around you. And so James has provided so many resources, so much information through Black Biz Los Angeles. His information is here. You can go to James, email James at coveredcommunity.com. .org. That's James at coveredcommunity.org. And it's okay if people give you a call, James, blow your phone up a little bit.
Let's prefer the email. My wife is trying to she's trying to wean me off the phone, but that's how I make the money, right?
I mean, that direct connect. That direct difference.
I'll take a phone call.
Yes.
It's 323-470-4740.
Yes.
Once again, that's 323-470-4740. You can text or call me. Please make it between 9 and 5. That works, right? Also, you know what? On that, listen. The other thing Richard said, if you only made $1,000, if you're a legitimate business, so I'm gonna just say that just for the sake of it, and you only made $1,000, you can apply to get $5,000.
Yeah, you guys, listen. Y'all better apply.
Right. It's a grant.
It's a grant. Grants mean you don't have to pay it back.
That's right, sis.
You don't have to pay it back. So definitely you guys visit ampac.com and then get your consultation with James. James, you want to email him at james@coveredcommunity.org. Does anyone else have any questions before we tune out on this beautiful Friday? Because James is on the go, but he took his time out, which we definitely appreciate you doing to share this valuable information. So any questions? Let's see. I don't see any questions as of yet, and we don't want to hold you any longer because I know you got to get to doing what you do.
Yeah, I gotta start cooking dinner. So if I don't cook, the family don't eat, right?
Oh, listen, and it's 6:40. We need you. We need you going to make sure the children eat and wifey is good. So. Thank you guys for tuning in for Black Biz LA. I don't know if Fernando wants to add anything to what was already said. Fernando going once, going twice. He said
no.
Yes. So thank you again, James. You guys, again, you definitely contact James to get that consultation because we want to get on the right track to make sure that our businesses are moving and growing and profitable. So, right. So, guys, James@coveredcommunity.org. Hit him up. And we will see you guys next Friday, Feature Friday. If you haven't been on a Feature Friday yet, I suggest you get on one ASAP. Right. So, DM us at Black Biz Los Angeles, and we will be here for you guys. All right. Till the next time, James. Thank you.
See you guys. Be blessed. Have a great weekend, everybody.